Hi there. Thank you for joining me today, doing something a little different, out of the ordinary. A Stardew Valley townie tier list, ranking them, S, A, B, C, and D. D, in this case, wouldn't be bad. It would be, I have no idea who they are, or I've never had any contact or conflict with them. So the rest of them would be normal grade. S being the best, of course. Now, I know Therm recently made a video like this, but oddly enough, I had already decided to do this. And as I was getting ready to do the recording, his video went up. So I'm like, oh my gosh, what do I do? So I deleted that old video, and I'm coming back to do it again live this time. So hopefully there won't be as many gaps in my speech. I'm also using a different recording software, so I hope it works out okay as far as audio goes. But let's begin this. Stardew Valley Villagers, I guess. And it's in alphabetical order, so that's the way I'm going to do it here. So we begin with Abigail. I have a feeling she's high on a lot of people's list who play this game, but she's not high on mine. And I don't know, I just get the feeling the only reason so many people like her is because she has purple hair. But she's a teenager, and teenagers are annoying. And she's especially annoying. But I do like the one incident where one of the heart events is that she's playing a flute, and it's really pretty. I like that. So I'm going to put her in the B tier. It's not her fault she's a teenager, and it's not her fault. Well, it's partly her fault that she's annoying. She's trying too hard. So moving on to Alex. Gosh, did I hate Alex for the longest time. The problem I've always had with Stardew Valley is when you start out a new game, every single one of them, with the exception of Gus and Evelyn and Demetrius to some extent, Robin as well, but a majority of the people, Marnie too, but a majority, I guess the younger ones, with the exception of Elliot and Leah, this is not turning out well. Most of the ones that you meet are very rude and disrespectful, and I do not like that. And Alex especially. He just drove me nuts. But then when you hear his backstory, it just tugs at your heart. It really does. So I just don't have that big of an issue with Alex. I wouldn't mind trying him as a marriage partner at some point. So he's an A for me. Now this is the bouncer in the desert. There's absolutely nothing about the bouncer. Caroline. Oy. What can I say about Caroline? She made some mistakes. We all do. She's living with them, I think, as best she can. I kind of like her tea event. I think it's cute. She's a B. Just take it or leave it. She's not rude. There's just, she made some mistakes, and that's about it. So there's nothing really wrong. Now, Clint. This is going to be a shocker probably to a lot of people. Clint is up here. I think he's adorable. Absolutely adorable. He offers a great service. I don't really care for the fact that you have to wait a little too long to get your tools back, but I don't know that that's his fault. I'm going to blame that on the game developer. I don't have any problems with Clint. Now, Demetrius is another story. Demetrius is in his own world, and it's like he's floating through life, concentrating on nothing but science. Now, he seems to make a big deal out of his daughter, Meru. And apparently he's neglecting Sebastian, but I don't know if that's in Sebastian's head. So I think because Meru takes after Demetrius, Demetrius and Meru get along better. But I don't know that that means Demetrius doesn't have any feelings for Sebastian. So I don't know where that storyline came from, but I don't buy it. So he's, not that big of a deal to me. Now the dwarf, he's got some pretty cool things to offer as well once you figure out the language. And that, again, is a game developer issue. It takes so much longer to get his stuff. You got to collect all 4 of those colored scrolls. And I always get stuck with one. I get duplicates of the 3 colors, and I never get the one. It's either the red one I'm missing or the yellow one. And it's very frustrating. I could take him or leave him if I didn't need him. That's C. Okay, now we're coming up on Elliot, and this is going to be another bone of contention here. I know it is. But oh well. S tier. And not because he has long flowing hair. I even heard one. I can't remember who it was, but it was a video and they compared him to Fabio. Like, now there's an old throwback. Wow. Fabio used to grace the cover of a lot of romance novels back in the day. But then it became Fabio and not just the character in the book. And I thought that was gross. But I don't see it just because he has long hair. He's a writer like me. He's very thoughtful, not like me. And I think he's sweet. He's just trying to eke out a living, and I know how tough it is. I have compassion for him. He's also the only bachelor that isn't attached to anyone in this weird world. And that's why I like him most. I don't feel like I'm stepping on anybody's toes with Elliot. Emily is cute, and I like her freaky deaky, drug-induced dreams and stuff that she goes on. I will say, though, there's one drawback to Emily, and that's that she gets the parrot and I don't. I think that's extremely unfair. I want a parrot of my own as well. But I like her. I think she's cute. Has anybody used her sewing machine? Do you guys do that? Evelyn, absolutely adorable. She is so cute. Just smiling all the time. Everything's great. Nothing bothers her, even though she has a cantankerous husband. But George, again, he starts out so rough and gruff, and I'm not going to bother with this dude anymore. To his opening up, and you start to understand him, and the compassion kicks in, and George is kind of cool. Now, this guy apparently is named Gil. He's the one that sits in that chair. Oh, I can't remember the name of it, but it's the place where him and Marlon are for the mines. And all he does is sit around and sleep. I have yet to complete all of those bug-killing things to get the reward, so I don't know what he does at that point. Governor as well. I care less about this guy. I think he's gross. Grandpa. Sweet old Grandpa. Can you imagine being left a house and some land? I think that's very, very kind. That's probably another one where everybody's going, what? But I don't care. I think Grandpa's sweet. Gunther as well. Class A citizen. I love the way he dresses. I like the fact that he gets to come out at least once to give you the key to the sewer. He's cool. I wish there was more interaction with him, but I really like Gunther, and I love going into that museum and rearranging all of my collectibles. I never know how to do it, but I try. Same with Gus, I think, but I'm going to put Gus at A because I have a problem with his being too friendly, too passé, too... I don't know how to really describe it, but there's something off about Gus, and I can't put my finger on it. But he's not a bad character. Now, Haley. I have known so many Haleys in my lifetime. It's not even funny. Harvey's adorbs. Now, this guy apparently is called... I don't know. I have no idea what his name is. I have no idea who he is or what he does. So he goes here. Now, Jazz, she goes there. She's rude, inconsiderate, and boring. She's a tough one. I know she's a kid, and I shouldn't say that, but there's just no substance to Jazz. So Jody is a different story. Jody can be extremely irritating and extremely cute. Her backstory is very common, and I don't have too much sympathy for women who are loved and have comfort and safety, and yet they're still not happy. It's a little annoying to me. Now, Kent, on the other hand, I've heard people say he's mean, and I've never experienced it yet. Maybe I'm not that far into the game to know better, but I don't have a problem with Kent. I'd like to get to know him better and play the game a little bit longer. I've never gotten past 3 years in this game. Now, Krobus, I like him. I don't mind him at all. I think it's a little weird that he lives in a sewer, but I think he's cute. He's not great. I'm not as fanatical about him as others, but I don't have a problem with Krobus. Leah. Leah's cute. Take it or leave it, Leah. She's got a lot of dramatic events. I love the art thing that she does. And then she just falls off. Lewis. Oh, boy. I guess my C is the bad. I don't understand a lot of things about Lewis. And it's very annoying to have to go through all of his cutscenes and his explanations. But all of that crap with him and Marnie, it's so annoying. And it's a little gross because he seems so much older than her. Ugh, I don't know. But that's Marnie's fault, not his, right? But he let the town go, I think, for his own gain. And that's just not right. Linus. Definitely. Linus is probably the best out of all of them. He's so sweet. He loves everything you give him. From what I understand, he used to be wealthy. He comes from wealth. He gave it all up and went into the forest. He's supposed to be in with the wizard and Marlin. I don't know. He's just the type of person that you want to give a hug to every time you see him. Now, Marlin is cool. I like Marlin. I like his looks. I like his attitude. I don't even mind his job. I'm sorry, there's a helicopter coming over. But Marlin's cool. I don't have a problem with him. And Marnie. First of all, she's never at her farm. Ever. She's never there. You have to chase her down for everything. She cares more about animals, I think, than her immediate family. Marrow is a take it or leave it. Now, is this Morris? I don't know. The one cutscene where if you finish the community center, it's kind of funny. I remember the first time I chose that, I chose to have Pierre punch him in the nose. And apparently that's not the right choice to make. But I thought it was kind of funny. And Mr. She, I have not interacted with him other than getting to the desert and the 100 floors in the cave. I have not been to the new island yet. So I'm going to put him here. I think he's a little overrated. And he's too stereotypical for my taste. It's a little cringy. Pam. Oh my goodness, what can I say about Pam? Speaking of life choices, again, I don't mind that she's got a gruff attitude. I would not want to be friends with someone like that. I've known too many people like her. Snide, bitchy, and that's how I see Pam. But she does give you some good items. Now, Penny, I'll put her here. No interest in her whatsoever. She's just someone that I do not think about at any point in playing the game. Everybody's favorite. I wish I had an F tier here, but I don't like Pierre at all. Now, here's the thing. Before the update, I didn't care one way or the other. I always shopped at Pierre's. He's claiming everything you give to his store for money, he turns around and says it's his to the other customers. That is so wrong. That makes me so angry that he does that. Robin, I think she's adorable. I don't have any problems with Robin at all. Sam, I'm going to put him here. Sam is a tough one. I don't know if he's 16 or 25. I have been up to 10 hearts with him, but it just seems like he's a perpetual teen. And again, that's about as annoying as Abigail. Sandy goes here. I adore her. I think she's cute. I think she's sweet. She's friendly. I enjoy visiting her when I go to the desert. I really like Sandy. Sebastian's a tough one. I have to say that. I'm going to put him here because, again, aside from his gruff rudeness at the beginning, he's got a soft side to him. He's got a little tenderness there. Shane, on the other hand, sorry, despite his change, I like the cutscene where he is making the commercial. But other than that, I wouldn't trust him as far as I could throw him. Vincent is cute. I don't have a problem with Vincent. Willie's sweet. He's so cute. He looks like Robin Williams. I don't know if anybody else notices that, but I think he looks exactly like Robin Williams with a beard. And the wizard. I think the wizard's cool. He's got issues, but I like his house. I like the things he offers. Elliot should go first. Linus, Evelyn, Clint, Grandpa, Sandy. I'll put Marlon on the end. There you go. So that's my Stardew Valley villager S through D list. I hope you enjoyed this. I had fun doing it. And thank you so much for sticking to the end and supporting my channel as well. I really appreciate it. I also hope you have an absolutely fabulous day. Take care now. Bye-bye.